Here's your news rundown for the week. News events start tomorrow with French, German, UK, and US PMI numbers. We also have New Zealand CPI numbers as well as Australian CPI numbers. Moving into Wednesday, the Bank of Canada will be releasing new interest rate numbers and hold a press conference after. Thursday, we have US advanced quarterly GDP as well as unemployment claims. And rounding out the week on Friday, monthly US core PCE price index. Remember, you can watch us live in the markets every day, Monday through Friday, right here on the A1 Trading YouTube channel, starting at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. All right, so here we are in the Edge Finder, our brand new looking Edge Finder. Hope you guys are enjoying the update as much as we are. We are still tweaking some things here and there, so please be patient as we continue to improve the Edge Finder to make it the absolute best trading tool possible for you guys. This new look is something that we've been working really hard at. It seems to be a hit with the community so far, so we are looking forward to continuing to improve it and getting it into and getting new updates and new things for you guys in the future. But let's go ahead and start off like we normally do with the market heat map. We're going to see how all of our assets are trending so far today. Starting off with our US dollar pairs, we can see that most of our US pairs are up on the day so far. AUD USD being the biggest mover to the upside right now, up 0.91%. GBP USD on the other hand, down 0.23% on the day. Taking a look at our indices, all of our major indices are up today, including all of our US indices. NASDAQ 100 up 2.66%. I can see that that's actually our biggest mover of the day so far throughout all of our assets. S&P 500 up 1.04%, and the US 30 up 0.77% so far. If we want to take a look at oil, I can see oil right here up 0.53%. And how about gold? If we look for XAU USD is down 0.24% right now on the day. I can also just go ahead and point out that GBP AUD seems to be our biggest mover to the downside so far out of all of our assets, down 1.13%. Taking a look at our euro pairs, most of our euro pairs are up, with euro JPY being the biggest mover to the upside, up 0.87%. Euro AUD, on the other hand, down 0.81%. Most of our pound pairs are shooting down. GBP AUD, like I just mentioned, is our biggest mover to the downside out of all of our assets, down 1.13%. GBP JPY up 0.57%. All of our pound pairs and all of our Swiss franc pairs up on the day. AUD JPY up 1.72%. CHF JPY up 0.54%. Swiss franc pairs, GBP CHF up only 0.07%. AUD CHF up 0.56%. Our Australian dollar pairs and New Zealand dollar pairs both mostly in the upside today. AUD JPY up that 1.72% like I just mentioned, and GBP AUD down 1.13%. New Zealand dollar pairs, GBP NZD down 0.4% and NZD JPY up 0.99% on the day so far. Let's go ahead and head back into the watch list. I am really loving the new look of this watch list. I love how it kind of fades from the darker colors into the lighter colors, into the neutrals, and then back into our darker colors here. If we want to take away our neutral biases, as well as our indices and commodities, just so that we are left with currency pairs only, we have a lot of sells, not a lot of strong sells, only AUD NZD with a score of -6, a couple solid sells here with scores of -4, and then a lot of -3s, a couple -3s here, or excuse me, +3s here, +4, +5, and then NZD CAD, our strong buy of the day with a score of +7. So to start off the trading week, why don't we go ahead and look at a buy? It's also our highest score of the day so far. So we're going to take a look at NZD CAD to get our week started. Let's take a look at these numbers in the chart to see how this pair is trending so far. Starting off the day. So strong buy bias score of +7, like we can see here. COT data, a score of +2, and retail sentiment, a score of +1. Heading over here into our sentiment section right here, we can see that institutional traders are currently 68.29% long on the New Zealand dollar, 31.71% short, and 69.74% short on the Canadian dollar, 30.26% long. So definitely favored long for the New Zealand dollar, definitely favored short for the Canadian dollar. Our retail sentiment, on the other hand, retail traders overall are 93% short on this pair and only 7% long. Taking a look at seasonality, we have a +1 score here. We can see that in the month of January, throughout the last 10-year average, we are slightly above this neutral line right here. It does say score of 0, but it is inching closer towards that 0.01. It's not quite right on the line here. So because it is technically right above this 0 here, we do consider that to be a +1 score, because historically speaking, in the month of January, this pair tends to perform slightly bullishly, is what that means. We take the price point where the pair finished the month at and compare it to where it began the month at, and we can see if it has gone up or down throughout the month, and we average that over the last 10 years to see, historically speaking, how this pair has trended throughout each month individually. So in the month of January, it has performed slightly bullishly, historically speaking. We can see our trend reading here is a score of +2. We've had a really strong upward move over the last couple of days. We shot down right here over just one day. It really fell kind of far, but has been making some strong moves to the upside over the past couple of days, and price forecast predicts that that will continue to be the case. Taking a look at our fundamentals, we have GDP growth and unemployment coming out at +1 scores, inflation at a -1 score, and interest rates at a neutral score. So right down here is our fundamental section. We can see GDP growth for New Zealand at 2% and only 0.7% for Canada. New Zealand's inflation currently 7.2% compared to Canada's 6.3%. New Zealand unemployment 3.3% compared to Canada's 5%. And interest rates for both New Zealand and Canada currently sit at 4.25%. Remember, if you want the Edge Finder for yourself, you can find it in the link down in the description below. It is a super useful trading tool that gives you super up-to-date information, and we are always looking to add new features to make this the best trading tool possible. All new features and updates come free of charge once you purchase the Edge Finder. It is a lifetime purchase, so one-time payment and you'll have the tool for life, with all new features and updates coming free of charge. So you can find it in the link down in the description below, and you can get it for a discounted price at checkout when you use code A1YT. So go ahead, get the Edge Finder for yourself, and make sure that you use the code A1YT for a discount at checkout.
Can you look at AUD NZD, Nick? Sure. Quick look at AUD NZD, and then we're going to have Ivan join us here today. Look at this. AUD NZD looking pretty hot here today as you come up to that 38.2. My reaction to this would be it should hold resistance here as the 38.2% comes back into play. If it doesn't, that would be stop out land, right? So my thought process here, 38.2, stop probably above that 50%. That's about a 33 pip stop loss, and looking for a continuation, not just to the previous low, but beyond it, right? So as a trend follower, my goal is not to just catch a move right back to the previous low. A real trend would break that low. So that's kind of the goal, right? I'd be looking to try and hold on to it and trail stops beyond the lows. That would be ideal. I do like that trade. The only reason I'm not going to take that trade is because I have another I'd like to see it push just up a little bit higher. If it can get up in that 38.2 one more time, I might take that trade. And if I do, you'll see it in Discord. So if you're in the Discord, check it out. If you're not, we have the free Discord, which was just dropped in the chat. So check that out if you haven't already. Now we're going to bring in Ivan FX. He's been coming on the channel for over a year now, and he is, of course,
one of the
analysts within the group. Yeah, it's been a year.
It's been a year? Okay, I thought it was more than that. I thought you were getting Alzheimer's here, mate.
Well, it has been longer than that. I think I can't remember exactly. Maybe like November of last year, right? So
for A1, or like, because I thought I started bothering you like March 20. Was it March 2020 or something?
I think you were a viewer for a while. Yeah, I remember those days where you would come in and chime in and add stuff to the streams, and then eventually we asked you to come on. But maybe it's been longer than November. I thought it was November just because I remember Chandler being like meeting you pretty early on to do the live streams. But Regardless, it's been a while, and Ivan has come on every week to offer some analysis with us. Ivan, what are you looking at here today? You want to share your screen?
2 seconds. I think I have issues with the internet, but I can always share a screen. Can't
You
complain
seem
about that.
okay from me so far. We'll see.
See how far we go. Which screen should I share? Entire screen. There we go. Cool. If I can just find things, that would be great. Cool. So, what I'm looking at euro dollar, and I am very scared here.
Okay, what are you thinking with euro dollar? You're scared here. What's the thought process with euro dollar today?
Well, I have a couple of buy orders here that is break even.
Okay.
That I don't want to be stopped out, and that last one there is basically a pip or a half a pip just above my break even stop loss. So yeah, that's kind of where things goes today. And so yeah.
Did you pick that up last week, euro dollar?
Euro dollar, I bought it. Yeah. So I bought it. Where did I bought it? I bought it probably here. That would be 18th of January on Zoom meeting with your lovely students. It wasn't my trade. It was a trade to teach. If you just buy randomly, is it going to work out? We're too high lot size according to the count size. And then I bought also up here, so I bought very high in a range. So I was just trying to prove a point. But now I seem to love the idea, so I'm just holding it. But I'm supposed to sell euro, but I haven't got an opportunity to do that because it's not bearish.
Sure. Yeah, it's pulled off those highs pretty strong here this morning, and so your plan would be to try and take profits if it gets back up above the highs or near the highs.
I was supposed to take profit there this morning, but I forgot to put on the take profit.
That happens.
I'm human too.
Yeah, that's the worst feeling ever, but it happens. So Ivan, what else outside of euro dollar? What are your thoughts on other markets here? Are you looking to be dollar bearish, dollar bullish? What any thoughts there?
Well, I want to say something about the yens. Well, I don't know if I'm scared here, but I don't like the volatility that the yen pairs are creating. And right now, the yens are rising because Corona said that they're still going to be committed to almost unlimited QE. So it's a roller coaster and a half and 3. The ranges are somewhere between like 300 to 500 pips. It's a lot of pips to do, but it's not necessarily a lot of pips to make because it goes up and down so quickly. So I think we're going to continue higher on this one. I'm still dollar bullish, though I think this week is going to be dollar bearish because of Fed next week. Because I saw something very, very interesting here. I saw that this morning on a Zoom meeting that we have actually started to price in 0 rate hikes. There is a 0.2 of the market currently, but I think that is quite considerably. I wouldn't use the word crazy, but that was new information I didn't know about. So I would call it quite substantial that the market is currently pricing in 0. And then I think the Fed is then going to react by, well, we are going to do 25, but hawkish. So punish the market for pricing in so little interest rate or so little expectations, because now the market has gone very opposite side as a hawkish, dovish, and I think we're gonna see that one being priced in more, but I think the Fed is going to punish us for that.
Yeah, I think that's probably a fair. I would generally agree, because I would say, despite the S&P 500 running up and the dollar kind of selling off like crazy, I think that yes, there's some room for a bit of a wiggle room back the other way, but I would agree it's gone a lot of that direction. It's a lot of dollar bearishness, a lot of S&P rise, and of course, I'd love for those things to continue as I'm positioned that way. But my goal is just to trail stops and see how far it goes. But we'll see how you know, the bearishness of the dollar goes. The thing is, with the Federal Reserve talking about no more interest rate hikes for the rest of the year potentially, the market seems to be reacting very positively to that. That run, we'll see how far it goes, but trying to call the top of it is also quite difficult. So I'm just going to plan on trailing stops on the S&P and see what it can do.
Did you buy on Friday?
S&P, I took it. Let me see. Hold on. S&P 500. I picked it up in the lows Thursday. Thursday was when I first entered.
Well, I canceled Thursday trade. Okay, so somewhere around 39.
Yeah, I picked it up. Let me see. I'll get the exact number for you. I am long at 39.06 on the S&P.
Yeah. Okay. So somewhere in that direction, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it just retested that support zone, and I just picked it up there. So stop is still in place. We'll look to trail stops, especially as it gets back to those highs. If it can break through them, I'll be trailing that stop aggressively and just letting it run, just to see how far it wants to go. If it potentially wants to retest those previous highs looking left, then I'll continue to just trail, but we'll have to watch and see.
Are you scared of the downturn in economic activity and the layoffs that's been happening around now?
Yes, I am. But, in terms of trying to forecast, the thing is, it's been so bearish, right? The S&P 500, the stock market has been so bearish in the last, 6 to 12 months. Yes, those numbers are scary to me, but I've already got my entry. I'm trailing stops, and at this point, I sort of turn a blind eye to news and let it run, because sometimes you get these. If you look around the room on like Twitter and stuff, everybody is bearish. It's like eternal bears right now. It's like this thing is going to recession, crash and everything. And yes, that might happen, but I'll just trail a stop and let the market tell me when it's time to get out of there.
Well, that's the most diplomatic. I don't care whatever you say, Ivan. Kind of comment.
It is diplomatic, but it's just trying to reduce my level. The less prediction I can do, Ivan, the better I tend to trade. Yes, there are factors that are fundamentally concerning, but my entry was sort of technical and short term. And if it wants to just kind of float higher, then I'll let it.
I don't know. Okay, so like anything that I project against you now is like being shielded by I don't care. I get my entry. It was technical. Whatever fundamentals are like, that doesn't really matter. That PMIs are at 46.
Yeah, no, and the thing is, no, you're right. Like fundamentally, I would tend to agree. I think at some point it gets to a point where you have to sort of roll stops tight and just let it trail out if it needs to or not. But for the most part, I would generally agree. S&P 500 stacked against you fundamentally, but it's just squeezing. So I'm sort of in a short-term trade and seeing how long it goes.
Are you trying to take this to the highs of 48 or 49? Is that your target?
If it breaks,
or infinity?
I'll show you where I'm at. Let me see if I can get my S&P 500 pulled up here. I'll show you this. So my thought process with the S&P is this. So I'm long here. If price breaks through this high, I'll take that stop loss and I'll move it into profit. If it continues to go higher again, I'll pull that stop loss behind the lows, and so on and so forth. So until that sort of breaks the other way, once it does break the other way, I'll be out there and, not rushing to put on another long trade, but we'll just have to see. It's reactive purely.
Okay, yeah, can you just show my screen channel for 2 milliseconds? I mean, look, Nick. Nice. Like, I mean, like, I don't know what you call that. What do you call that? Is that like 2? Is that how many pips is that?
Oh, look at you! You barely staying alive on that one. That's awesome.
That's what I'm like. That's what I am That's what I'm talking. That's what I'm afraid of at the moment.
Yeah, I see
What
that.
if this is just gonna? Wow, it's been down bouncing there, and I don't know. I think that's like less than a pip or something
Yeah.
between me and.
We'll see if that one can hold. I like that euro long idea, and we'll have to watch that one. Euro dollar following a lot with the S&P 500 as well right now.
I didn't think I would be invested into this one, but anyways, it's the dollar COT are falling. People are betting more now on euro longs. We now have a good differentials between falling rate hike in America and still increasing in Europe. So I think euro still has a long way to go, higher for that matter. But I think that Fed are still delusional as much as they were in where everything was transitionary, and that we might have still dollar strength going into the end of the January, into those will be beginning of February. So I support you in your quest to short dollar. Fair enough. I'm still not that ready. I am 50-50 of where I land, so I just landed on the other side of the coin. But
Yeah.
as I've said
Well, and I
before, it's
haven't
just
actually picked up any strictly short USD positions. It's mostly just been gold. I've been trading the S&P 500. I've been trading both on the long side, just as they've sort of had a release of pressure with that dollar coming down a little bit. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Make sure you guys check out the links in the description if you need broker recommendations, access to our free Discord, or want to chat with us on Telegram. If you're interested in our trading software, the Edge Finder, you can find that in the description as well. Thanks for watching.